What if the path to financial freedom isn't climbing the corporate ladder for 40 years, but building something that creates value long after you've stopped working? Why do millions of hardworking people spend their lives chasing money, while only a small percentage achieve true wealth and complete financial independence? In the Millionaire Fastlane, entrepreneur MJ DeMarco challenges many of the traditional beliefs about money, careers, and retirement. He argues that wealth isn't built by relying only on a paycheck or waiting decades to enjoy life. Instead, it comes from creating value, solving real problems, building scalable businesses, and making smart financial decisions with a long-term vision. In this complete summary, we'll explore the principles that distinguish slow wealth from fast wealth, uncover common financial myths, and discover practical ideas for building greater freedom and opportunity. Let's begin by understanding why the road most people follow may never lead to the life they truly want. In the introduction, we discovered that the Millionaire Fastlane challenges many of the traditional beliefs about money and financial success. MJ DeMarco begins with a powerful question. What if the path most people follow is not designed to create true financial freedom? He explains that millions of hardworking people spend decades believing they are building wealth, only to realize later that they have traded most of their lives for a paycheck while delaying their dreams until retirement. One of the book's central ideas is that wealth and income are not the same thing. A high salary may provide comfort, but it does not automatically create financial freedom. If your lifestyle depends entirely on the next paycheck, your income stops the moment you stop working. Real wealth is different. It comes from owning assets, businesses, or systems that continue creating value and generating income even when you are not actively trading your time for money. Another important lesson is that time is your most valuable asset. Unlike money, time cannot be earned back once it is spent. Many people exchange their best years for a steady paycheck while hoping to enjoy life decades later. DeMarco encourages readers to think differently. Instead of asking, "How can I earn more this month?" ask, "How can I build something that continues producing value for years to come?" This shift in thinking changes the entire approach to wealth creation. The book also introduces the idea that most people unknowingly follow what DeMarco describes as the slow lane. This path encourages working for decades, saving a portion of every paycheck, investing consistently, and waiting until retirement to experience financial freedom. While this approach can provide financial stability, the author argues that it often depends on many factors outside your control, including market performance, inflation, changing economic conditions, and the simple reality that time is limited. In contrast, the author presents the idea of building a fast-lane mindset. This does not mean getting rich overnight or taking reckless risks. Instead, it means focusing on creating value at scale. Businesses, products, technology, services, and systems have the ability to reach thousands or even millions of people. The more value you create for others, the greater your opportunity to build lasting wealth. The emphasis is not on chasing shortcuts, but on developing solutions that genuinely improve people's lives. Another powerful lesson is that financial responsibility remains essential regardless of income. Building wealth is not only about earning more, it is also about managing money wisely. Spending every dollar you earn, accumulating unnecessary debt, or constantly upgrading your lifestyle can prevent long-term financial progress. Wealth grows when disciplined financial decisions support meaningful value creation. The author also reminds readers that success requires taking responsibility for their financial future. It is easy to blame the economy, employers, or circumstances, but lasting progress begins when individuals recognize that their choices shape their opportunities. Learning new skills, solving real problems, improving your knowledge, and creating value are actions that remain within your control, regardless of your starting point. Perhaps the greatest message in this part is that financial freedom begins with changing the way you think about money. When you stop viewing income as the final goal and start focusing on building lasting value, your perspective shifts from simply earning a living to creating a future with greater freedom and opportunity. As these lessons come together, one timeless truth becomes clear. The road to wealth is not defined by how many hours you work. It is defined by the value you create and the systems you build. In the next part, we'll explore the principles that separate ordinary earners from wealth creators, why value creation matters more than effort alone, and how entrepreneurs think differently about time, risk, and opportunity. In the previous part, we discovered that financial freedom is created by building value rather than depending entirely on a paycheck. But this raises an important question. Why do some people create extraordinary wealth while others work just as hard yet struggle to move forward? According to MJ DeMarco, the answer is not simply hard work. It is understanding how wealth is actually created. Effort matters, but effort directed toward creating value and scalable opportunities produces far greater results than effort that is limited by time alone. One of the book's most important lessons is that your income is closely connected to the value you provide to other people. Many people believe wealth is earned only through working longer hours or receiving promotions. While these may increase income, they rarely remove the limit created by time. Entrepreneurs think differently. Instead of asking how to earn more for each hour they work, they ask how to create products, services, or systems that can continue serving people even when they are not personally involved every moment. This shift from selling time to creating value changes the entire financial equation. Another powerful idea is that scale creates opportunity. A teacher can positively influence a classroom, but an online course can help thousands of students around the world. A local business may serve one neighborhood, while a useful digital product can reach customers across many countries. The greater the number of people you are able to help, the greater your potential impact and financial reward. Wealth grows when your solutions become valuable to many instead of only a few. The book also explains why solving meaningful problems is one of the foundations of successful entrepreneurship. Every successful business exists because it makes someone's life easier, faster, safer, healthier, or more enjoyable. Companies do not become successful simply because they want to earn money. They succeed because they consistently solve problems that people are willing to pay to have solved. Focusing on service before profit creates stronger businesses and more lasting success. Another valuable lesson is that calculated risk is different from reckless gambling. Many people avoid opportunities because they fear failure, while others take unnecessary risks without preparation. DeMarco encourages readers to educate themselves, understand the opportunities in front of them, and make informed decisions. Every meaningful achievement requires uncertainty, but wise preparation greatly increases the chances of success. Courage should always be supported by knowledge and responsible planning. The author also emphasizes the importance of continuous learning. Markets change, technology evolves, customer needs develop, and new opportunities appear every year. Those who continue learning remain valuable because they can adapt to changing circumstances. Reading, building skills, understanding customers, and improving your ability to solve problems become long-term investments that continue producing returns throughout your life. Another timeless principle is that ownership creates greater freedom than dependence. When your financial future depends entirely on someone else's decisions, your opportunities remain limited. Building your own assets, businesses, intellectual property, or valuable skills gives you greater control over your future. Ownership does not guarantee success, but it provides opportunities that simply exchanging time for money often cannot. Perhaps the greatest message in this part is that wealth is created by serving people at scale through valuable solutions. The more lives you improve, the greater your opportunity to create lasting financial success. Money becomes the result of value creation rather than the primary objective. As these lessons come together, one timeless truth becomes clear. Extraordinary wealth is rarely built by working more hours. It is built by creating greater value, reaching more people, and continuously improving the solutions you offer. In the next part, we'll explore how your habits, decisions, and long-term mindset determine whether you build lasting wealth or remain trapped by short-term financial thinking. In the previous part, we discovered that extraordinary wealth is created by solving meaningful problems and delivering value to many people. But MJ DeMarco explains that building wealth is not only about finding opportunities. It is also about developing the right mindset and making decisions that continue producing results over time. Success is rarely determined by one brilliant idea alone. It is built through disciplined thinking, responsible action, and a commitment to long-term value. One of the book's most important lessons is that your daily decisions determine your financial future. Every choice you make, how you spend your time, where you invest your energy, what skills you develop, and how you manage your money gradually shapes the life you will live. Many people focus only on today's comfort without considering tomorrow's consequences. Wealth creators think differently. They make decisions based on long-term benefits rather than short-term satisfaction. Another powerful idea is that knowledge becomes valuable only when it is applied. Reading books, watching courses, and collecting information are important, but they do not change your life unless they lead to action. Many people become experts at learning, yet never begin creating. The authors encourage readers to transform knowledge into practical experience by building, testing, improving, and learning from real-world results. Progress belongs to those who consistently take action. The book also explains why discipline is more reliable than motivation. Motivation naturally rises and falls depending on emotions and circumstances, but discipline allows you to continue moving forward even when enthusiasm disappears. Successful entrepreneurs continue improving their businesses, serving customers, and solving problems whether they feel inspired or not. Lasting success is built through consistent habits rather than temporary excitement. Another valuable lesson is that failure should be viewed as feedback instead of defeat. Every successful business experiences mistakes, unexpected challenges, and disappointing outcomes. These experiences are not signs that success is impossible. They are opportunities to improve. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" successful people ask, "What can this experience teach me?" This mindset transforms setbacks into valuable lessons that strengthen future decisions. The author also reminds us that financial freedom requires patience as well as ambition. Although the book challenges the idea of waiting decades to enjoy life, it does not promote unrealistic shortcuts or instant riches. Building a valuable business, earning customer trust, and developing lasting systems all require consistent effort. Sustainable wealth is created through responsible action, continuous improvement, and the willingness to remain committed during difficult periods. Another timeless principle is that your environment influences your level of success. The people you spend time with, the ideas you consume, and the standards you accept quietly shape your thinking. Surrounding yourself with ambitious, ethical, and growth-oriented individuals encourages better decisions and stronger habits. Positive environments make long-term success far more achievable than environments filled with negativity and excuses. Perhaps the greatest message in this part is that lasting wealth begins with becoming the kind of person who consistently creates value, learns from experience, and acts with discipline and integrity. Money is often the result of these qualities, not their substitute. As these lessons come together, one timeless truth becomes clear. Financial success is not built by one lucky opportunity, but by thousands of wise decisions made consistently over time. In the next part, we'll explore how building scalable systems, serving more people, and maintaining ethical long-term thinking can transform financial success into lasting freedom and opportunity. In the previous part, we learned that lasting wealth is built through discipline, applied knowledge, and consistent action rather than temporary motivation. But MJ DeMarco explains that achieving financial freedom requires more than working hard. It requires building systems that continue creating value long after your daily effort ends. The ultimate goal is not simply to earn more money, but to create assets that generate opportunities, income, and freedom over time. One of the book's most valuable lessons is that business should be designed to solve problems at scale. A person can only work a limited number of hours each day, but a well-designed product, service, software platform, or educational resource can continue helping thousands or even millions of people. The greater the number of lives your solution improves, the greater your opportunity to build sustainable wealth. Financial success grows when value reaches beyond your personal time and effort. Another powerful idea is that systems create freedom while dependence limits it. If every dollar you earn requires your constant presence, your income remains tied to your time. However, when you build systems that operate efficiently, supported by technology, processes, skilled teams, or scalable products, you create opportunities for growth that are not limited by the hours in a single day. The objective is not to avoid work, but to make your work more valuable and more effective. The book also emphasizes that customers should always remain the center of every business decision. Businesses do not succeed simply because their owners want financial success. They succeed because they consistently understand customer needs and deliver reliable solutions. Listening carefully, improving continuously, and maintaining high standards build trust over time. A satisfied customer often becomes the strongest source of long-term growth through loyalty and positive recommendations. Another important lesson is that ethical value creation produces stronger businesses than short-term profit-seeking. Chasing quick money by sacrificing quality or honesty may produce temporary results, but it rarely creates lasting success. Businesses built on trust, integrity, and genuine service develop stronger reputations and healthier long-term relationships. Sustainable wealth is built by creating value that people appreciate and willingly support. The author also reminds readers that adaptability is essential in a changing world. Markets evolve, technology advances, and customer expectations continue to change. Businesses that refuse to learn often struggle, while those that remain flexible discover new opportunities. Continuous improvement allows entrepreneurs to remain relevant instead of becoming dependent on yesterday's success. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to innovate rather than a reason to stop growing. Another timeless principle is that financial freedom is closely connected to personal responsibility. Opportunities rarely appear by accident. They are often created by individuals who continue learning, improving their skills, managing their resources wisely, and taking thoughtful action despite uncertainty. While circumstances may differ from person to person, the willingness to accept responsibility for your own growth remains one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. Perhaps the greatest message in this part is that lasting wealth is created by building systems that serve people consistently and ethically. Money becomes the natural result of solving meaningful problems, earning trust, and improving the lives of others through valuable solutions. As these lessons come together, one timeless truth becomes clear. The strongest path to financial freedom is not chasing income alone. It is building lasting value that continues serving people long into the future. In the next part, we'll explore how long-term thinking, resilience, and continuous self-improvement help transform financial success into a life of greater freedom, purpose, and lasting opportunity. In the previous part, we discovered that lasting wealth is built by creating systems that consistently deliver value instead of depending entirely on personal effort. But MJ DeMarco explains that even the best business or investment cannot guarantee long-term success unless the person behind it continues to grow. Financial freedom is not simply about what you own. It is about who you become while building it. Lasting wealth is supported by character, adaptability, and a commitment to continuous improvement. One of the book's most powerful lessons is that your greatest investment is yourself. Markets change, technology advances, industries evolve, and economic conditions shift. Money can be lost, businesses can struggle, and opportunities may disappear. However, the knowledge, skills, discipline, and experience you develop remain valuable throughout your life. The more capable you become, the more opportunities you create regardless of changing circumstances. Another important idea is that resilience separates those who eventually succeed from those who give up too early. Every entrepreneur experiences rejection, unexpected setbacks, financial pressure, and moments of uncertainty. These challenges are not signs that success is impossible. They are part of the learning process. People who continue improving after failure often gain the wisdom and experience that later become the foundation of extraordinary achievements. The book also emphasizes the importance of thinking in decades rather than days. Many people make financial decisions based only on immediate rewards, but wealth creators focus on building something that will continue producing value for years to come. Every new skill learned, every satisfied customer, every improved system, and every responsible decision becomes another step toward long-term freedom. Sustainable success grows through patience combined with consistent action. Another valuable lesson is that financial freedom should create a better life, not simply a larger bank account. Money is a tool, not the final destination. True wealth provides choices, the ability to spend more time with family, contribute to meaningful causes, pursue personal passions, and live according to your values. When financial success becomes connected to purpose instead of status, it creates lasting fulfillment rather than temporary satisfaction. The author also reminds us that integrity is one of the strongest foundations of lasting success. Reputation takes years to build, but can be damaged quickly through dishonest decisions. Businesses that consistently act with honesty, fairness, and respect earn the confidence of customers, employees, and partners. Trust becomes an asset that continues creating opportunities long after individual transactions are forgotten. Another timeless principle is that continuous improvement never ends. Even successful entrepreneurs continue learning, refining their systems, listening to customers, and adapting to new opportunities. Complacency often becomes the greatest obstacle after early success. Those who remain humble and committed to learning continue growing while others gradually fall behind. Perhaps the greatest message in this part is that lasting wealth is created by combining valuable skills, ethical leadership, continuous learning, and a genuine desire to improve the lives of others. Financial success becomes far more meaningful when it is supported by strong character and responsible decision-making. As these lessons come together, one timeless truth becomes clear. The strongest financial future belongs to those who never stop learning, never stop improving, and never stop creating value for others. In the final part, we'll bring together the complete message of the Millionaire Fastlane and discover why changing the way you think about time, value, business, and financial freedom can completely transform the direction of your life. We've reached the end of our journey through the Millionaire Fastlane, and if there's one lesson this book leaves us with, it's this. Financial freedom is not created by chance. It is created by the choices you make, the value you build, and the problems you solve for other people. MJ DeMarco challenges the traditional belief that the only path to wealth is working for decades, saving slowly, and hoping that one day retirement will provide the life you've always wanted. Instead, he encourages us to think differently about time, opportunity, entrepreneurship, and the true purpose of money. Throughout this summary, we've explored why income alone does not create wealth, why time is your most valuable asset, and why building systems that continue creating value offers greater freedom than simply exchanging hours for a paycheck. We learned that successful entrepreneurs focus on solving meaningful problems, serving people ethically, improving continuously, and creating opportunities that can grow beyond the limits of their own time. Wealth becomes the result of creating value, not the starting point. One of the book's greatest lessons is that financial success begins with responsibility. Every decision you make today influences your future. The skills you develop, the habits you practice, the knowledge you apply, and the discipline you maintain gradually shape the opportunities available to you tomorrow. While circumstances may differ from person to person, taking ownership of your financial decisions gives you the ability to move toward greater independence instead of waiting for someone else to change your future. Another powerful principle is that business is ultimately about service. Every successful company, product, or innovation exists because it improves someone's life. The greater the value you create, the greater your potential reward. Lasting wealth is built by helping others solve real problems with honesty, quality, and consistency. When people genuinely benefit from what you create, financial success often follows naturally. The book also reminds us that freedom is one of the greatest rewards wealth can provide. True financial independence is not simply about owning expensive possessions or earning a high income. It is about having greater control over your time, your decisions, and the direction of your life. Money becomes valuable because it creates choices, the freedom to spend more time with family, pursue meaningful goals, continue learning, and contribute positively to the lives of others. Another timeless lesson is that continuous improvement is the foundation of long-term success. Markets change, technology evolves, and opportunities appear for those who remain curious and adaptable. Those who continue learning, improving their skills, and serving people with excellence remain valuable regardless of changing circumstances. Lasting success belongs to individuals who refuse to stop growing. Perhaps the greatest message of the Millionaire Fastlane is that wealth is not built by chasing money. It is built by creating extraordinary value with patience, discipline, ethical leadership, and consistent action. The journey may require effort, learning, and persistence, but every meaningful step moves you closer to greater freedom and opportunity. Ultimately, this book teaches that financial freedom is not reserved for a lucky few. It becomes possible when you develop valuable skills, think long-term, build systems that solve real problems, and remain committed to continuous improvement. Success is not determined by where you begin. It is shaped by the decisions you continue making every day. Thank you for joining me on this complete journey through the Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. If you remember only one lesson from this book, let it be this. The fastest road to lasting wealth is not working endlessly for money. It is creating lasting value that continues improving the lives of others while giving you greater freedom to live according to your purpose and principles.